Through our childhood, we were forced to move from the abstract to the concrete. During magic, however, we're trained to move back to our childhood, from the concrete to the abstract. The way of magic, in a way, is doing just that. Through routine, ritual, and repetition, we allow ourselves to move backwards, away from the concrete scientism that society forced down our throats, and towards reshaping the abstract, the myth and the legend of truth. Not only through realization can we escape, but through discipline, earnestness, humility, wisdom, theatre. To be an artist, an outcast, something unique, and non-conforming to the norm, it requires a shapeshifter, the willing rebel, the chameleon of no form, to transgress the alchemist within and bound him to nothing. Those subscribing to this path since prehistory, who called themselves a wizard, some perhaps a witch, weren't just regular citizens within the socio-political toposphere. They weren't paid a ransom for their rebellion. No, instead, the true occultist, however, was neither someone who sold their soul for money, nor someone unprincipled, but rather someone in higher forms of principalities and powers. Someone who, despite enjoying the notoriety or libel, however the degree to which they happened to do so, was born differently. Using art, mimicry, theatre, the true occultist is a child, somewhat a young, slightly dissatisfied soul who believes in the better. He creates it. And that's because we can't force magic from art. By doing art, we're magicians, not without agenda, but perhaps someone who bent nature to will. The type who dreamt of reaching the moon, the kid who were labelled the fool, the outcast, who could never revere a version of him or herself in modern society, who, despite being left out, felt the need to belong. Belonging isn't without a price, as everything we do consorts a hefty price tag, which we either get by bowing down the heterodoxy, or by conforming to our own, the protodoxy. We do not seek escape into illusion, but transformation through vision. Our world is not a fantasy to retreat from life, but a blueprint to reimagine. This is not mysticism for mysticism's sake. This is the architecture of becoming. What I wish to engrave is that, whilst this world is a paradise for the hopeless, it offers a dark corner that cloaks the weary. From within the mystique, the revelling of art, the epitome of imagination, that which societies discards as phantoms and depictions of the mad, are the tools to which the outcast can engrave, not the tomb, but a ladder to freedom. This is when the wise realized that to escape death permanently isn't to weep amidst the darkness, the long-forgotten times, but to laugh on the grave of destruction, to challenge the demon, and to accept that true freedom lies surely not when we fear the devil, that adversary, but utilizing it within our power to mend, shapeshift between chaos and order. This is the way. This is the way of the true magician, the way of the wise. Where religion curses nature, the magician cultivates nature. Thou beliefs calls her weak, maleficent, leprous and corrupt. The latter sees something deeper in her, nature as a mother, someone who we can learn from, who we can mend to, who we can accept as a normative, rather than someone to cuss. The enemy is not man, nor belief, but the slow machinery that turns wonder into algorithm, curiosity into currency, and rebellion into product. We do not wage war against it with arms, but with symbols, stories, and presence. Let this be your call. Build, write, dance, disobey gently. Begin with a symbol. Then begin with a symbol, a phrase, a ritual of your own. Don't merely create not to escape, but do it to enchant reality. Where are the shamans of the digital age? Where are the shamans of the digital age? The witches of the world, the rebels with ritual. So I invite you, dear Maggies and Magistras, to this path of knowledge. Not one of aimless piety, but one of tactful transgression, history, and pluralism. Do not revere anything. I understand it. Do not fear anything. Transmute it. Let your art speak where your tongue cannot, and your life be the uncasted spell. Until next time.